fabulous Scrappy friends, welcome to Scraptember day number 22 with song title as our prompt. I am joined today by the fabulous Christy. She is over at Christy's Beautiful Life. Definitely go and check her out if you haven't already. She is just fabulous. She participates in a whole bunch of different types of hops over on her channel, a lot that she organizes and runs herself and a lot that she just participates in. You definitely want to get over and check her out. If you are someone who likes to use their stash and do spending freezes, she participates in a year-long stash drive sometimes as well. She currently is now. So definitely head on over to her channel, which is linked in the description box down below, and check her out. And of course, Laura Alberts, who is joining us each and every day this month, collaborating with us on Scraptember, is of course linked down below as well. So this layout is the song title layout, and I am using the beautiful Chamel Little by Little collection. It is one of her older ones, but I just adore it, and I actually have quite a lot of it left. So I've just cut some of the 6x6 paper pad in half on the diagonal to create two triangles. And I've done that on 4 different colours of pattern paper, and obviously you can see there that I joined them all together in an approximate centre. Didn't matter too much if the very, very middle is a bit overlappy and winkly wonkly, because I am going to be covering that with my photo. So I really wanted like the outside square part to be perfect, whereas closer to the middle of the triangles meeting weren't such a big deal because they are going to be covered by where my photo is going to go. I'm also quite into sewing machine stitching at the moment, so pulled that out and went all the way around the edge of the square. I quite like the way sewing machine stitching does a really nice subtle border, but it also can really soften the look. It can soften the harshness of the edges just a little bit, and I really quite like that. So I nearly always pull my threads through to the back and sticky tape those down because I don't like to have loose edges on the front. Sometimes that's a look to go for, but usually for me my layouts are a little bit more neat than that, and I like to pull them through and stick it down just so I know it's not going to run. Just pointing out the really dodgy bit that my sewing machine started to get grumpy about. So I literally just stuck a whole bunch of random scraps together on this one, even a cut off little bit of tag, and I did put that large piece of ephemera on the front because I really loved the note paper edge on that, and I really wanted that extra detail sticking out. And this is going to be where I map my photos and my embellishment clusters. So I'm going to stick that flat down onto the page, as I said, approximately in the middle. I think I'm even going to hang it a little bit to the right. Yeah, there I go. And then my photo is going to mount on top of that as well. Just this super cute picture of my little man wearing his MND beanie. MND is a degenerative disease that lots of you will be aware of, I'm sure. And over here in Australia, we have quite a big fundraising moment when a local man who's quite well known in Australia, quite well known in Australian sport, has contracted MND, and he every year runs a big massive fundraiser called the Big Freeze, which is when other local celebrities go down a big slide into a swimming pool filled with ice and just raise money. And every year they release a new beanie and stuff like that. So very similar to the Ice Bucket Challenge, but on a much larger scale with our celebrities. So this year when we saw the beanies were out for sale, both my boys were like, I want one, and such an amazing charity that we were obviously more than happy to participate. So anyway, just thought I'd explain what that was all about. Now, as you can see, I'm just building up my clusters here. I'm finding it a little bit tricky. I've run out of foam tape, and my foam that I'm using is perfect. There's no drama with that, but my glue is not the best glue for working more quickly. It's a very wet glue. It's not a tacky or a quick dry glue, and normally that doesn't cause me any problems because I don't use it quite this much on a layout. But on when I'm using it a lot more to stick down all of my foam things, it can slip and slide a little bit. So you might often see me sort of holding things down with my hand just to try and get them to stay in place and to, I don't know, adhere a bit more quickly. It doesn't actually work, but it makes me feel better. So just sticking down on my bits and bobs, those little flowers, the flower sprigs that are kind of a half circle sprig, they're from the Chanel sticker sheet. They're see-through, so I've stuck them onto white card and then cut them out. I actually did it at another stage and didn't use them and just found them in the packet of ephemera, so just thought I'd add them to the layout today because I could. So just busy building everything up here. I realised later that I stuck my photo not quite in the right spot, and you can still see half of that cut off tag, which I don't like, so it will have to be covered at some stage by something. I want to try and get all these little creatures on because I think they're super cute and I think they go really well with a layout about my small child, so I'm working on that. And yeah, just busy sticking everything down and having a little play. I do think my clusters get a little bit busy. This whole layout is a little bit busy compared to what I would usually do. There's quite a lot of pattern paper, which is quite unusual for me when you think about all the layers behind the photo and then all the different triangles to make that big square in the background, and then so many pictures, like so many pieces of ephemera. It's quite a busy layout, which is, yeah, not usually the way I roll, but it just kind of came out like this. So, you know, if that's where the creativity takes you and it doesn't look bad, just roll with it, I guess. So once I finish with all of these sort of embellishments and enamel dotting and things like that, I then need to work on my title. It took me quite a bit to work out what thickers I wanted to use for my title, mostly because everything I liked I didn't have the correct letters for. So in the end, I sort of dug around and managed to come up with one of the thickers that I wanted to use, but did need to do a little bit of doctoring. So I actually stick most of my title down off screen just because it took quite a little bit of fiddling to get all the letters correct. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. I'm going to use that little ephemera pack cutout as well, which is happy. And so my title is You Make Me Happy. So hopefully you've all worked out what song title that is. I didn't want to go super cliche and be like You Are My Sunshine or anything like that, so I went for the second part of the line with the You Make Me Happy, and I left off the When Skies Are Great for multiple reasons. One, it wouldn't have fitted where I wanted it to go, and two, I think the You Make Me Happy just really tied in with the whole layout a lot better. So I'm really happy with how this turned out. I think it is just fabulous. I'm not going to lie, coming up with the title actually took me quite a long time, but now that I have, I really like it. So thank you so much for watching. Definitely make sure you check out that description box down below, and hopefully you can stick around for tomorrow. Thanks, everyone.